Okay, welcome back. Get my hat all fixed. To another video, folks. Sending out a lot of love to you. Here we got the Outriders New Horizon update full presentation. 19 minutes. 19 minutes. I'm probably going to pause here and there, so if that bothers you, But if you want me to react to anything, leave it down below. And my Outriders also is now downloading. And now I can show you that I have most of the achievements. Boom. Last played April 22nd. So I haven't played for a while. But yeah, I absolutely grinded Outriders. But let's get into this video because I want to see what's up. What's up? I at least hope there's a little more to customizing your character.
Hello there, my name is Lucy, and it has been a while, hasn't it? Welcome to today's episode of the Outriders broadcast. After a long development, it has been so awesome seeing people jump into the game and see what makes Outriders' blend of intense action and deep RPG so
Follow the mantras.
And we really hope you've enjoyed your time.
Yo, that shirt's kind of dope. Follow the mantras. What?
But let's not beat around the bush here. We pride ourselves on transparency and putting the player first, and it really was heartbreaking that there were technical issues and game balance issues at launch. And the team have been working tirelessly to regularly improve, fix, and update the game to deliver the experience that you guys deserve.
And that's what I meant to say in my last video. Not remembering the game too well. That is what was going on. There was a lot of weird shit happening. The game would glitch at times with certain missions. And I think one of the biggest things was it was really weird shooting enemies at certain points. Or like, even I think there was a bug that I was having, but that could have been kind of network sided, where like it would look like enemies like would almost like not teleport behind cover, like teleport to you, but they would like walk up to you a bit weird. I can't remember for sure what it was.
And today we're here to put.
But there was a lot of weird things, but I had fun with it still.
It's all about the future of Outriders. And there's lots of very juicy stuff to get into. But first, let's take a look at the new, huge, free update that is coming to Outriders. We hope this will act as a nice little reset moment for those of you who have wanted to check out the game or those of you who have had some issues along the way. Today, we present a new horizon for Outriders.
Jakob, you still got tunes?
Tunes? Let that be drums.
Okay. Yeah, this is all that. Okay.
How about that then? There's not much more to say when it comes to World Slayer other than it's a fully formed expansion to the game that takes the Outriders to the furthest reaches of Enoch in an all-new story that poses their biggest challenge to date.
Okay.
There's loads more to talk about when it comes to World Slayer, but that, I'm afraid, is a topic for another day. So, you've just had a very whistle-stop tour of what is coming to the game, but we've still got a little bit of time together, haven't we? So I'm going to pass the mic over to the fountain of all knowledge, Sven, and he's going to give you a much deeper dive of the update, and specifically how it shakes up the Outriders endgame for the better. Okay. Here's your New Horizons spotlight.
Hello everyone, Sven here to give you the full lowdown on what exactly this massive new update brings to the table. As we have always said, Outriders is not a live service game, although we have constantly updated and improved the player experience and focused our attentions on the core game to ensure players receive the game they deserved and we intended. This continued focus has allowed us to improve Outriders in a growing number of ways, and in our
Spoilers. Plug your ears real quick. It was really sad when Yakov died.
commitment, we have gone to town. Now, a few short months later, we'd like to lift the hood on how we improved Outriders and show you exactly what we've been working on. Okay, let's take it from the top.
That armor looks fire.
When Outriders originally launched, the endgame experience players were having sadly didn't quite align with what you wanted and what we expected. This was arguably our greatest challenge to resolve. Rewards for expeditions were granted based on how quickly you could complete an expedition. For most players, this meant forcing themselves into a specific playstyle based on damage per second only.
Yup.
This
Yes. Yup.
build diversity and the tremendous creativity our players bring to the table. Expeditions now have no timer by default. In this new system, finishing an expedition, regardless of how long it takes, will earn you that expedition's reward. Rewards have also been equalized so that even expeditions that fundamentally take longer to finish will still be respectful of your time as a player and will feel rewarding to complete.
Okay.
This means that you won't need to sprint to the end of an expedition in order to get the best possible loot. You can take as long as you want and play an experiment with the character build of your choosing, all without being punished. You can still run a timed expedition if you prefer, but this would be only for bragging rights, not for improved rewards.
Okay, that's very interesting what he said there. He said you can run the build you want. Why would taking away the time change the build? I don't think it would, but that is something I remembered because it is also something I followed too. Me, I tried to put like the best things together, and some of the things that I put on my armor and guns, like there was like this, I remember this one shot that happened where it like would send out a burst. I can't remember what it was, but if you like landed criticals or headshots, it would burst. I don't know, do like some sort of thing that added damage, almost like, you know, like an extra projectile. But I don't think changing the timer would change the build you use, because most people still go for DPS builds anyways, right? Or are now, like, was that just a hint, or like, yeah, was that a hint that you're going to be able to try different builds? Because that's what I don't know. I thought the game would be balanced in a way where you could, like, I don't know how I'm trying to explain it, but that's just...
At launch, grinding for legendary gear wasn't fun and didn't feel rewarding enough, even when playing on the highest difficulty levels. It was also very hard to find specific items due to the random nature of the system. Since then, we've implemented a 100% increase to all legendary drop rates globally. We also developed an anti-duplication system, which reduces the likelihood of players getting items they already own.
Okay, that is good. Oh, that is good.
Furthermore, another change made to expeditions that will benefit legendary loot hunters is the...
Actually, I'm someone who watches stuff on 1.2 or 1.5, so I'm going to put it on 1.5.
Final mission, the Eye of the Storm, will now...
Or I'll put it on 1.2.
Grant you a pick and choose legendary item reward upon completion. You'll be able to choose one of 3 gear pieces, with your options being randomly pulled directly from the full loot pool.
That looks fucking sick.
Finally, we've also made Tiago more useful. Tiago's shop now offers options for a mystery legendary purchase, and you can spend drop pod resources to re-roll this elite offer. Getting all the legendary gear in the game is all well and good, but what if you want to look a certain way, but your build relies on mods or a set bonus that is only available on a certain piece of gear?
Yes.
It's one of the most requested features from you so far. We've added transmogrification, which will let you change the visual aspect of an item to that of another item of the same type. For weapons, it also includes all sounds. Pretty cool, huh? Transmogging is entirely free. No convoluted systems, microtransactions, or in-game resources required. And there's no limit to how often an item can be transmogrified. As soon as you've acquired an item, you will also acquire its transmog design.
Oh, yeah. They beat every single game that has a transmog system, because there is no reason a game with customization, you cannot, I mean, I'm not trying to create an argument, arguing is pointless, but you can't argue that any game that makes you spend credits to change the way an item looks, that has always been dumb to me. I have not found anyone who can make a good reason why that exists. It's just like, is it to get the player to grind more? You grind the credits in a certain game to be able to transmogrify? Did I just make that word up, or is transmogrifying I don't but the transmog, that is good, because that was my, yes, now I'm starting to remember as I listen to this Outriders video, what were my issues with the game, because I would get certain pieces of gear that had certain things on it. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, yo, like I'd be trying to mismatch the gear, and I made some sets that look cool, but ultimately sometimes you get that one piece of gear that just has the fucking, it had like a god roll, and you want to equip it, and it's like you're wearing a fucking orange helmet and all blue gear or some shit. Like I always go for the all black set, so I had like all black and then a bright ass orange helmet type
Your
shit.
transmog library spans across your entire account, meaning it collects designs from all your characters in your roster into one pool. Let's check out a few examples. Say you really love the look of your Devastator Legendary gear set, but you just wished your badass Trickster could wear it, while maintaining your perfect Trickster build. With just a few clicks in the visual customizer, your wish can now become a reality. After changing the look from the Trespasser set to the Marshal set, your Trickster build with all its abilities is still the same, but now you're sporting a mean Devastator look. Anomaly Effigy is an effing awesome shotgun, but sometimes it's one of those days where you just don't feel like carrying around a bulky animal skull, feather, thing. Instead, you prefer your gun to look like one of the newly introduced weapons from the New Horizon update. Given you already found a Runa Scythe, you just need to apply the design onto your effigy and you're
I can't wait to get back in Outriders.
good to go. Don't forget, it's inside what counts. Underneath the new look is all the functions of the Anomaly Effigy, power and perks included. Transmog truly lets you express your style while keeping a perfect build that has been tuned to perfection for the most vicious of endgame expeditions. If you want to run into the eye of the storm with rusted gear, do it. If you missed that first legendary gun you sported, bring it back. If you have the Hellranger's back and want your pyro to look like a badass biker, well, you know the drill by now. Head to the visual customizer and raise some hell. We also don't want you to lose track of what items you already transmogged in your inventory. That's why customized gear will be marked by this new symbol.
Oh, I seen that.
Another important note, you do not have to dismantle any gear to acquire the design for it. As soon as it pops up in your inventory, it'll be part of your transmog collection. Can you fill and complete your transmog library? To get you started,
That's exactly what I would go for, what he said right there. Try to fully complete the transmog library.
in celebration of the New Horizon update release, we have another little cool something for you. Everyone logging on this week, and that means new and existing players, will receive a unique legendary armor piece.
Oh, what week? This came out a day. I'm logging on. I'm literally downloading this shit.
But feel like you've already completed everything there is to do now, Outriders? Ah, a new expedition would be nice, you say. We hear you. How about 4? And how about for free? We added 4 brand new and massive
Okay, that's what I thought. I think like either Outriders camp. I think there was like I didn't okay, damn, I was wrong. I didn't remember there being this many. Oh shit, I said there was like 4 in my other video. I'm fucking
expeditions,
stupid.
Taking you to previously unexplored areas of Enoch, each featuring an exciting mini-story, connecting you with characters and events experienced in the main campaign. Molten Depths will send you back to Eagle Peaks.
That's what okay. That's why it didn't look new. So I should have said this in the other video, but I knew that about the expeditions. I was like, okay, they're sending you back to areas with some of the
Done and investigated and found a hidden power station. In order to take it back online, she wants you to clear out the station from any unwanted tenants, no matter the size, shape, and form. The city of nomads will confront you with a character who is haunted by the sins of his past. Very aware of his dark history, you decide to help him in protecting the old Pax village Uketuatara. In the Marshal's complex, Corrigan, the great Grand Marshal himself, asked you to reclaim a facility near Deadrock Pass, taken by insurgents. It won't take you long to discover that this facility is anything but just another insurgent camp. Last but not least, the Wellspring. Tiago told you about the Pax legend of a sacred place called Atuna Itaru, where pilgrims would take long travels to sacrifice their treasures into deep wells. You and your team are in search of those forgotten riches, if it wasn't for this tremendous storm that seems to get stronger and stronger.
These shots are so beautiful, like this in-game photo mode they have. Fuck, I like love every single shot I'm seeing. It's bringing back so many like feelings of playing the game.
Even new expedition players will already have access to the first of the 4 fresh expeditions, with the others unlocking at challenge tier 4, 8 and 12. And without a timer requirement to get the gear, feel free to take your time and explore. That's something you should definitely keep in mind when visiting these 4 new locations, cause they're a bit different and special in many ways. But wait, there's more. Here's a very fast recap of the many changes Outriders has undergone since launch, and that you can look forward to when returning to Enoch as part of the New Horizon update. Yeah, I know, you just love to hum along to the tune of the opening video, but we reckon you've probably seen the intro one too many times now. Check it out. With the New Horizon update, you're able to skip it and get into the game much quicker now.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
welcome.
Yeah.
For console players, we've added a number of new control settings and customization options. A core focus for us is to enable players to experiment with build diversity and play Outriders in a way that is the most fun to you. Using this as our guiding philosophy, we focused on buffing players, gear, and skills for all 4 classes. If you stop playing shortly after launch and are only getting back into the game now, you will feel tankier and will deal more damage. Maybe take some of your previously neglected skills out for a spin too.
Okay.
Trust me, it'll be worth it.
Okay, that yes.
Here's how we
Okay.
improve the multiplayer experience. We now have fully functioning crossplay across all platforms, including Stadia. Matchmaking rules have been improved to enable players to find better connections that have less lag.
Oh, buddy. Hey, bro, you got to get Outriders back. You got to get Outriders back. I think that was one of the issues.
Rubber banding or disconnections. We also implemented a matchmaking rule to check for AFK players, to help you find active partners and get into the game quicker. A kick protection from expeditions has been implemented. You can no longer be booted from a session before claiming your expedition reward. And I mean, what kind of jerk would do something like that anyway? We also greatly reduced multiplayer crashes and disconnection issues, leading to an overall much more stable experience.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think that's actually about it for now. If you're after more detail, be sure to drop by the Outriders social channels over the next couple days, where we will be deep diving on the finer points of all these great changes. We hope you are as excited as we are for the New Horizon
Fuck
update,
yeah.
and we
Oh,
can't
man.
wait to share more about the exciting future ahead. Thank you again for your relentless support, and please stay healthy out there. And with that, back to you, Lucy.
The New Horizon update brings a host of new content and
I think that may be it. Yeah, I think I'll just cover what I want to say now. I think this is fucking great. I think the transmog, to me, is one of the... As someone said, the first comment is you can skip the opening cutscene. 10 out of 10 would watch this part again. I'll probably watch the rest after, but that was the core of the video, so I'll say this. The transmog system is the most crazy to me, and game balancing. Like, for the crossplay, that was something me and my friend ran into a couple times. I was like, oh shit, like we'd get disconnected or shit would be weird. Or when we were fighting enemies, they would do this weird like lag thing. It was confusing to say. We didn't really have too many problems crossplaying. Occasional disconnect, but not like big to where we were, fuck. Some moments were like, damn, but it wasn't like big. But the enemies doing this weird thing when you would shoot them, and like aiming was weird on controller. That's what my bro said to me. He was a little bit off about it, but I even thought about that for the mouse too. When you shot things, shooting felt a little bit weird, but also at the same time satisfying, if that makes sense. Or maybe I'm just the person who just takes what it is. But to me, Outriders still did their thing when it came out, but it did have a lot of technical problems. Like I couldn't remember specifically what the problems were. So when I reacted to the other video, I couldn't say much because I couldn't really remember details and specifics on what they were. But as for what they're adding, this seems good. Now, the one thing that I'm super slow for is the expeditions. I thought there was only like 4, but again, when I played them, I didn't even go that far. So yeah, but also what he said about the skill tree is also important to me too. Holy shit, when you come back if you're someone who played near launch, was that what he said? I'm pretty sure you're going to feel like you do way more damage and you're going to feel tankier. That is so good because it did feel like you were kind of getting smacked in this game. It felt like you were getting dusted. Like going through the world tiers when you got to a certain height didn't really feel too bad. I felt like I was kind of going ham and leveling up pretty well and doing really well. But when it came to that end game content, that was a bit crazy. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you, like he said, you can try some of the skills that have been neglected. I felt that because I was like, I feel like all these, I feel like literally the point of the altar in that and what they're trying to capture too is just you're this overpowered immortal badass. Not too overpowered. You're like overpowered in the aspect of like everything normal you'd be fighting, but then like to the other altar, you're kind of like on the same plane. We were like, all right, we fighting each other, but still powerful. You're supposed to feel powerful. So, it felt like kind of sad when all you wanted to do is run for gun damage and extra gun damage. And depending on the class, distant damage or close range damage. It was kind of like, oh, that's kind of sad. Because, like, you really kind of watch certain people's builds videos. And, like, after testing it for yourself, like, this is what brings me to ever looking up builds. It's like, I play it. I try to make my own build. And I look and I'm like, I look at everything and I'm kind of like, why would I not just go for damage? So I hope that is actually is better. That you run some of the stuff that's a little bit neglected, because I would hate to get on and then see that you still kind of look at everything that you can do now with the skills, or like with your skill tree, and be like, nah, I'm still gonna run an all DPS because why the fuck not? I hope it's not like that, but I guess we'll see. I gotta for some reason it's downloading slow. Don't know why. I have good internet, but I'm gonna re-download it because I want that armor piece. But I want to play the game as it comes into this and see how much better everything is. Because I liked playing Outriders. I was literally like, I would hop on and just stream it, despite all the shit going on with it. I loved it. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. And also, the transmog, actually, that's just I love customization. That and the game balances are the best for me. The additional content is probably better for the long-term players who have been running endgame trying to collect everything. People will probably be more excited like that. But as for me, I didn't do that already. So, and I left like back in April. So it'd be like, me personally, I would have had to hit endgame to really feel something for the expansion added on, but now I've got even more content to come back to. All right, I'll see you guys. Peace.